Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, Master's in Counseling Psychology, longtime astrologer, psychic healer, and yogi, and Sanskrit Mantra Instructor. Today's episode, I'm going to discuss the Gayatri Mantra, the mother of all mantras in Sanskrit. It will help you attain enlightenment and do so much more. So stay tuned. Welcome to the episode on the Gayatri Mantra, the mother of all mantras. Stay tuned till the end of the episode when you join me in chanting both the long form and the short form of this powerful mantra. So the Gayatri Mantra, spelled G-A-Y-A-T-R-I, is known throughout India and Asia, such as in Buddhist countries as well, to be a very, very powerful mantra. My Sanskrit mantra teacher was Namadeva Archarya, Thomas Ashley-Farrand, and he chanted the Gayatri Mantra repeatedly throughout his life. He had a spiritual discipline of chanting this mantra many, many times a day, and he believed it was the mantra to achieve enlightenment and liberation. And now here we are during the season of Christmas and also the winter solstice, a time of year when the sun is less visible here in the northern hemisphere, when our sunrises are late and our sunsets are early, so we have limited daylight. So during this time of year, when it's dark here in the northern hemisphere, but even down there in Australia and New Zealand, when you have a preponderance of the sun, it's a good time to honor the essence of the sun or the deity of the sun in this mantra known as Gayatri, Divine Mother, related to the sun energy. As my teacher, Namadeva Archarya Thomas Ashley-Farrand, wrote, among all the mantras, the Gayatri is called the essence of all mantras. All spiritual powers and potencies are contained within it. The Gayatri is meditation on spiritual light. In all the teachings and scriptures of the East, Gayatri is called supreme in bestowing enlightenment. It is practiced by Hindus and Buddhists alike. For pure spiritual potency in accumulating the highest spiritual light, there is nothing to compare with the Gayatri Mantra. While other mantras are great for their purpose, this one is specifically for the purpose of enlightening the intellect. Thomas Ashley-Farrand. The two other healing mantras with the Gayatri that were very powerful are the Markandeya or Mrityunjaya mantra to Shiva, Om Triambakam Yajamahe, Sukadim Pushtivadanam, Urva Hukamiva Bandhanan, Mritor Mukshya Mamritat, that can help one conquer death and disease. And then there is a mantra to Rama, the preserver, the aspect of Vishnu that is very healing and helps preserve life, and that is called the Apadamapa mantra, and that goes like this. Om Apadamapa Hattaram Dattaram Sarva Sampadam Loka Biramam Shiramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. So you can just hear from these vibrations that there is a lot of healing coming out of them. And let me share the Gayatri with you, the actual words, and we're going to be teaching it, and you're going to be chanting it with me later in the podcast. But there's two versions. The first, it's a short form. Om Bhur Bhuvaha Swaha Tat Savitur Varanyam Bargo Dev Asya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. And also the words to the long form and short form will be in the show notes. So that was the short form. Om Bhur Bhuvaha Swaha Tat Savitur Varanyam Bargo Dev Asya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. And that is the most widely chanted version of the Gayatri Mantra. And most people are very familiar with that in spiritual circles. There's a great version of it on Deva Pramal's CD, The Essence. So if you Google Gayatri Mantra, you're going to probably find her version. And she was a devotee of Osho, and she's chanted the Gayatri Mantra for years, and her partner Mitten do a beautiful version of it on their CDs and their MP3s, so check it out. There's a second version called the long form of the Gayatri Mantra, and this was the one, I've been initiated in both of them, but this was the one that is rarer to find initiation in, the long form of the Gayatri. Through the lineage of Sat Guru Sant Keshava Das and my teacher Namadeva Archarya, I received initiation in the long form of the Gayatri. And Sat Guru Sant Keshava Das was a guru who came to the West from India, the head of our mantra lineage, and he was initiating Westerners and women in the Gayatri Mantra, which had previously not been done before. Usually it was the Brahmin or priest class that got the initiations, that received initiations to some of these powerful mantras, including the Gayatri. But Satguru Sant Keshava Das, in bringing enlightenment to the West, started initiating Westerners and women. So I have enjoyed the benefits of his outreach and his blessings by being initiated in the long form. So here it is. We're going to be chanting it later in the podcast. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. So this is sometimes called the 7 chakra version of the Gayatri. And again, Deva Pramal, who is a kirtan and bhakti yogi singing of Sanskrit mantras with musical accompaniment, has a beautiful version of the long form of the Gayatri Mantra, the 7 chakra version. Check it out. So it's important to know, what does this translate to? What does this mantra mean? The translation of the Gayatri Mantra is, O self-effulgent light that has given birth to all the lokas, who is worthy of worship and appears through the orbit of the sun, illuminate our intellect. So the word lokas in Sanskrit means the spheres. So in other words, this is asking for the divine light that exists in all spheres to come through to us here, through the sun, the spiritual sun, to illuminate our intellect. In other words, wake us up and raise our vibration and consciousness. And here is the interpretation going through each word. This powerful mantra invokes the spiritual planes and, where applicable, the associated physical chakras. So I ask you to refer back to my previous podcast on chakras, as this mantra is a chakra activator. So here's the meaning. Om Bhur, that's the earth plane or the first chakra located in the root area below the navel. Om Bhuvaha, that's the atmospheric plane of the second chakra, navel center. Om Swaha, solar region, the third chakra. Om Maha, the first spiritual region beyond the sun or the heart vibration, the fourth chakra. Om Janaha, second spiritual region beyond the sun, the power of the divine spiritual word, the fifth chakra, throat chakra. Om Tapaha, the third spiritual region beyond the sun, sphere of the progenitors, the sixth chakra or third eye. Ajna chakra. This sixth chakra, this third spiritual region that Om Tapaha represents, this loka or sphere represents the highest realm of spiritual understanding one can attain while still identified with individual existence. Om Satyam. Satyam is the abode of supreme truth, absorption into the supreme, the seventh chakra or the crown. Om Tat Savitura Varenyam, that realm of truth that is beyond human comprehension. Bargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dio Yona Prachodayat. In that place where all the celestials of all the spheres have received enlightenment, kindly enlighten our intellect. Pretty powerful. The benefits of chanting the Gayatri Mantra are many. It bestows spiritual light and healing, but does so much more for one too. I have seen many positive effects from my clients who have been chanting this. People become very clear-headed. They are able to tune into their higher self and their soul. They receive guidance from the divine, from their higher self, and they seem to be in a very nice flow of energy in their life. It is suggested to chant the Gayatri Mantra twice a day, 108 times each. If you can't achieve that, then do it in multiples of 9. The most powerful time to chant the Gayatri Mantra is at Sandhya, which is when the sun is rising, that powerful time when the sun rises from dawn. So it starts out being dark, and as the sun is rising is an ideal time to chant the Gayatri Mantra. The other good time of day to chant it is, yeah, you guessed it, when the sun is setting. Chant the Gayatri Mantra. There is a lot of spiritual power at those times of day. So what are some of the other benefits of chanting the Gayatri Mantra? Well, it improves concentration and learning. The vibrations created when chanting this mantra activates the 3 upper chakras, including the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And these are the brain centers. So this can help focus and concentration. The other thing I want to say about the Gayatri, it might be a little bit more subtle than some of the other mantras I've shared. In fact, it is because it works on the spiritual body so strongly. My teacher, Namadeva, Thomas Ashley-Farrand, tells a story of how he was chanting it at the temple where he was a priest in Washington, D.C., and a Tibetan monk knocked on the door to introduce himself because they were in town and doing some kind of ceremony. And so Namadeva welcomed him and brought him into the temple, and they chatted a while. And the Buddhist monk said to Namadeva, I see you chant the great secret formula. And Namadeva was perplexed. He didn't understand what the monk was talking about. And the monk started chanting Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitur Varenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. So the monk started chanting the Gayatri Mantra to Namadeva. In other words, the Buddhist monk could see the mantra in Namadeva's field and could even hear the celestial vibrations, although Namadeva wasn't chanting it out loud. That's how powerful it is. Some of the other benefits of chanting the Gayatri is that it removes toxins from the body. Because as you chant, you're oxygenating the body. The breathing involved with actually chanting this mantra provides more oxygen to the blood vessels which travel up through the skin. This will flush out toxins and give your skin the Gayatri glow. And that goes without saying that this mantra improves breathing. There's an actual special breath to do before chanting the Gayatri Mantra. It's called the pranayama. And so when you do this special breath before, it's going to activate the power of the mantra. There's also a special mudra or finger movements we do when we chant the Gayatri Mantra. It's called the Nyasa, N-Y-A-S-A. And if you ever want to learn this from me, I would teach it to you with a visual, but I'm not going to teach that over the audio. But there's pranayama or breath, as well as a mudra practice that goes with Gayatri discipline, but you just can also just chant it with saying the words. It helps to keep your heart healthy. It helps to synchronize the breathing while chanting, and this helps to keep the blood pressure in check, which also allows you to go into a deeper meditative state. Chanting the Gayatri Mantra removes negativity. By continuously chanting and focusing on this mantra, you stimulate your brain to be focused, and it can help calm the monkey mind. Chanting the Gayatri improves the functioning of the nervous system. When you start chanting, you put pressure on your tongue, throat, mouth, and lips. The combined pressure creates different vibrations. This, in turn, induces your brain to release neurotransmitters for proper stimulus of these vibrations. This helps the nerves. If you do have breath problems such as asthma, chanting this mantra can help clear your lungs. It also calms the mind, like all mantras, still the mind, so you release anxiety, depression, and other negative thoughts. It activates the good hormones like serotonin, so you'll feel happy and calm. Chanting the Gayatri Mantra, because it's a healing mantra, it also activates the hypothalamus, which helps keep immunity in the body. So chanting the Gayatri can help improve your overall immune response. It reduces the stress and anxiety. It can also help, as I said, release more of the feel-good dopamine, serotonin, and so it can help reduce stress, anxiety, and other negative emotions. So when you chant this mantra, it has a very soothing effect. It activates the chakras. It brings in alignment. It's best chanted in a soft voice with a calm mind in a calm surrounding. Chanting it outside is excellent. Chanting it by the ocean, chanting it in your meditation room, all very good places to chant. Now, there are 3 ways of chanting it. You can chant it out loud, Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, and you're going to get the strong vibrations of sound, which will provide healing into your body. Or you can whisper it, Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Ma. And when we whisper a mantra, we're activating our spiritual and calming our emotional bodies. Calms our emotional body if we chant it whispering, or you can chant it in your mind or think the mantra, and that's very powerful for spiritual enlightenment. You just have to keep track of the repetitions on a piece of paper and a mala, though. And that's what we do. We use a mala, which is a counting device. And ideally, you do chant the Gayatri 108 times anytime you sit to chant, which would take a while. Or if you do the short form, it would take less. The other option is to chant 54 repetitions or 27. Any vibration of 9 will do. Obviously, the more you chant, the better. And as I said, it's very powerful at Sanya, which is the time between the sunrise and sunset. The mantra is personified as goddess Gayatri Devi, usually depicted as having 5 heads and 10 arms, with the swan as her vehicle. Gayatri is considered a form of Parvati, the wife of Shiva, and sometimes as a form of Sarasvati, making her the second wife of Brahma, the creator. It is said that she can even be seen by those who have mystic vision, and she is the bestower of all knowledge to those who worship her regularly. In her goddess form, Gayatri is known as the mother of the Vedas, the essence of the Upanishadic wisdom of enlightenment, and the mother of the universe. The repetition of the Gayatri Mantra with devotion and faith gives the spiritual seeker divine protection. It is said that worship of other forms of the mother goddess without the Gayatri is like worshiping other mothers and forgetting your own. The Gayatri Mantra is known as the Savitri Mantra, dedicated to Savitri, the sun deity who represents the source, inspiration, and life-giving force of the universe. So when we chant Gayatri Mantra, we're honoring the Gayatri mother of all Vedas. And one of the invocations is, I meditate upon the supreme energy, Gayatri Devi, who has the supreme quality of playing in the creation of all the worlds and who induces noble thoughts in the hearts of everyone. O Creator of the universe, we meditate upon thy supreme splendor. May thy radiant power illuminate our intellects, destroy our ignorance, and guide us in the direction of enlightenment by purifying our inner hearts. You, who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the world, illuminate my heart so that it too can do your work. Let us commune with the luminous light of consciousness that sustains all the worlds, that it may inspire our liberation. We meditate on that light of the luminous God Savitur, who is the inspirer of all beings, their inner self, and is the creator of the universe. We meditate on that adorable light, which is the self of the Supreme Lord of the universe. It is the giver of knowledge and destroyer of ignorance. It is the light of the Supreme Brahman itself. May that light enlighten us. Stay tuned for chanting the Gayatri Mantra. Welcome to the part of the episode when we chant the Gayatri Mantra, the mother of all mantras. So the first one we will do is the short form. Om Bhur Bhuvaha Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. And again, the words to both the long and short form will be in the show notes. So joining me now chanting the short form of the Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Now join me in chanting the long form of the Gayatri, also known as the 7 chakra Gayatri. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitur Varenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitur Varenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Om Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Om Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Om Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Om Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Om Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Om Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Om Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dio Yona Prachodayat. I hope you enjoyed this episode on the Gayatri Mantra, the mother of all mantras, to achieve enlightenment and to develop your intuition. Make sure that you subscribe, download, share, and give us a 5-star review. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine signing out, sending healing vibrations of the Gayatri Mantra through the quantum field.